this clown, Alderman Thompson's scatterbrain defense, genius or cuckoo? These fucking dailies. Here we go. This comes to us from Mark Conkle, who's on the staff at Patch. So, Alderman Patrick Daley Thompson's legal team suggests the 11th Ward boss is too disorganized and absent-minded to be guilty. Do you think we could? Do you think we could use that defense, Jonathan, if we were accused of facing felony, bank, and income tax fraud?
I think something happened with the judge, so his trial has been delayed.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
This was reported yesterday, Thursday, October 14th. Let me report on the story real quick. If there have been developments since then, I did not see them, being that this is the 15th. But what's reported from Patch is Alderman Patrick Daley Thompson, the grandson and nephew of Chicago mayors, plans to defend himself in a way that's very relatable to Chicagoans with messy desks and short attention spans. Thompson plans to call witnesses who will testify that he is disorganized and inattentive, and that as a result of the countless demands on his time as a lawyer and public servant, he is forgetful of and frequently needs to be reminded of details according to court papers. If you were one of his law clients, would you feel any confidence in this jerk off representing you if he's that disorganized and attentive with his desk, not to pay his federal income taxes and face felony bank fraud charges? I don't think so. The scatterbrain defense, if it works, is as genius as the effective and hilarious quote unquote take my shorts defense deployed by his former uncle, Mayor Richard M. Daley, in response to a reporter's question whether he would have faced increased scrutiny if the mayor's brother didn't drop out of the 2001 gubernatorial race. Scrutiny? What else do you want? Do you want to take my shorts? Give me a break. Go scrutinize yourself. I get scrutinized every day. Don't worry, from each and every one of you. It doesn't bother me, Daley said back then. In Thompson's case, he wants his legal secretary to be able to testify that he is one of, if not the most disorganized lawyers. His office contains disorganized piles of paperwork all over his desk, the chairs, and even the floor. The secretary will also testify to Mr. Thompson's inattentiveness to detail, including the fact that he often does not read entire emails before responding, according to court papers. I would like to think that this would open up a whole Pandora's box of legal malpractice lawsuits against Mr. Daley Thompson. Wouldn't you think? If all of your clients found out this is how you handle your practice, how were any of them properly served by this guy?
Well, this is a new one, because I think it should be called a slob defense. So he's saying that I'm a slob, and so you shouldn't prosecute me because I am a slob. That's no justification.
That's no defense. That's no legal defense.
No defense whatsoever. But he is a Daley, so that goes without saying. It may fly.
Oh, Jesus. I cannot. You think I can't look, if that flies, then this proves my theory that I talked about on our National Hardlands Media show earlier today, that we are living in an alternate reality that I think happened because when the Hadron Collider was turned on years ago, I think it like threw us off into this pocket universe. Either that or Captain America didn't return all the Infinity Stones back to where they were supposed to go, and we're in one of those alternate Marvel timelines. Because this is just, I mean, it's like, is this an Onion article or not? No, this is real. And it goes on to say, how could a slob, they use that word, Jonathan.
I told you.
How could a slob who has the attention span of a gnat also be the sophisticated commercial real estate lawyer who willfully scammed a bank out of mortgage payments as portrayed by the federal government in the felony indictment? This is the Dailies just going to the feds. That's all it is.
Yeah, but I don't really know if he scammed the bank. I think the bank may have been in on the scam. That's, that's sounds more like it. The bank may have been in on the scam, and they just chose to turn the blind eye because he is a Daley.
Yeah, that's possible too. Goes on to say really quickly on charges that Thompson fibbed to the feds on phone calls with the feds about how much money he borrowed from Washington Federal. His attorneys say in court papers that the alderman wasn't lying. His statements were the product of a poor memory, lack of attention to paperwork. But again, this speaks to his position as a practicing attorney. And if he's that incompetent on this kind of paperwork, he's not serving his clients well. This evidence certainly makes it more likely that he simply forgot the amount he had borrowed during the 2 relevant phone calls Thompson's lawyers asserted in court papers. Look, I mean, I could go on and on and on. We've got the story linked down there in our show description in the show notes. But for another Daley to get away with another crime just speaks to, as my friend Art Medina likes to say, quoting Chinatown, it's Chicago town, Jerry.
Yeah, well, I think that defense will not stand because you can pull up any footage of him in city council and his attention span is pretty daggone good and he's able to put together some good statements. So it will not work, but I don't think he'll be prosecuted. If he do be prosecuted, the amount of time those guys get is nothing.
Yeah.
You know, we look at Burke. He's still.
Yep. I was about to say we've got practicing aldermen that are under federal indictments here, and they just, it's business as usual for them.
Yeah. So